Hi everyone, I'm Maeve, and today we are using the P.band to engage your back and arms while focusing on stability and balance. These movements will be a bit more complex, so get ready to work your whole body. Grab your P.band and let's get started. So I have Christina and Danny with me again today, and before we get started warming up, let's all find the feet hips-width distance, shift your weight in your heels, and just a few times roll your shoulders up and back. We'll be working from our back with the P.band in just a moment, so release any tension you're holding onto. Start to activate your glutes by shifting your weight into your heels. And when you're ready, float your arms up to chest height, long fingers and arms, and step back with your left leg, reach up and return. 5 more, step and catch, and then press the arms down. So right away, we are starting to get the balance in our standing leg, squeezing the back glute to open the hip. And last one, we will hold right here. Perfect, so you can just bring your gaze forward, step over your midline, reach up and return. Squeeze the inner thighs, reach and return. So we are activating the inner thighs, stretching out the side body, and just stretching the outside of the hip. One more here, squeeze and reach and return. Take your left leg a little bit wider, place your heel down and bring your arms to your chest. Palms forward, rotate, look back, open the chest, and then squeeze. So start to work with your natural resistance here. Drive off your front heel and squeeze your inner thighs to return. You have 3 and in. Really open up the back here. 2 and squeeze. Last one and reach. Perfect. Return to your P stance. Roll your shoulders back down. Second side. Step back, reach, and sit. Focusing on creating length in the torso. Trying to reach up and look up rather than reaching backwards. So we are not arching in the back, but we're lifting through the chest, lengthening the abdominals. Last one, let's hold. Return your chin down, step across, reach, and then step out. So it's just small, turning on the inner thighs, engaging your abdominals, and send your hips out to the side, and then return. Right away, we're focusing on stability. Last one. Heels down, arms out, return your chest, and reach. Squeeze it in, and open. Perfect, in, and reach. So everything we do today is about creating length, focusing on that standing glute, bringing it in. Last one, and return. Perfect. Find your P stance, shake that off, and grab your P-band. We will put this on quickly and get started with the workout. So as these movements start to get a little bit more complex today, if you're losing your balance, reconnect always with your core, focusing on driving your standing heel into the ground, squeezing your glutes. And remember, form always comes first and then your range of motion is second. So once you have your P-band on, don't forget that we always hook these thumbs underneath. Starting at our P stance, your feet are hips width distance. And we will begin with the arms at shoulder height. A little bit of tension on your band. Sit back. Step back as you catch your foot, open your arms out to a wider V, and return. 7 more. So it's leg and arms, everything back in together. And right away, just focus on opening your chest here. This P-band is starting to activate your back, working on your posture, your alignment. And again, weights in that standing heel and down. A little more tension at the top and then lengthen on the way back. Last one and down. Let's return to that position. Find your catch. Take your left arm, turn it in, palm out. Threshold your standing glute as you pull down and up. Down and up. So you are moving from your standing glute, so it is your right glute, and you're pressing out with your left arm. For 3 and up, 2, good, last one, and hold. Bring your arms to triangle, just give them a little rest. Elbows down, shift into your standing heel. 8 leg lifts, up and down. Weight is in your standing leg. We're preparing for our bigger movements here. Stabilizing that standing heel, standing ankle. Now reach your left leg longer. Remember, everything's about the stretch. 3, 2, we hold the next one up. Take your arms out. tension on your band, long leg squeeze, bring your knee forward. Now pull the band out farther and then extend out. If you need an option, you can toe tap in between, but notice how when I bring the knee down, I take the band a little bit wider. More engagement in the back. Weights in the standing heel, and reach. Core brings you in, glutes take you out for 2, and reach. Last one here, squeeze, really lengthen, and return. Great job, shake that out. Second side, reset your shoulders, arms to chest height, tension on your band. 3, 2, 1. Step back, reach and hold, and return. 7 more like this. Good, so you can see that right away when Dani lifts her arms, she opens that band a little bit more. And again, it's small. You're activating the outside, the lats, the chest is opening, the weight's in the standing heel, and notice how smooth they are moving. Never rocking. Last one, beautiful, and return. Find your step back, lift up, and internally rotate your right arm. Now threshold, back and up. Back and up. So remember, even though it looks like your back leg is moving, the movement's initiating from the standing glute. Your right palm is turned out, so you can actually turn a little bit. Yes, out and in. This left arm is pressing out. Good, you can finish there and bring your hands to triangle. Chest up, toe tap, 8 legless. Up and down. For 7 and down. So keep pulling back in your standing glute. So imagine that I was pulling your hips back all the way. You're engaging your core more and really keeping that weight in your standing heel. Perfect. You have 2. Beautiful. Last one. Good. And now you can take your arms back out to the long leg squeeze, bringing your knee forward, tension on your band, and then stretch and reach. So use your core to come in, use your right glute to come out. So you're creating engagement in your core and then length in your core. You're stretching your back glutes and then squeezing the glute. Working your back. Again, it's small little tension pulls on the band, but never losing it on the way back up. You have 2. Good, and stretch. Nice, last one here. Really stretch it long. Good, and rest, shake that out. We will take your left leg to the side and bring your arms into box position. So 90 degrees, make sure that your hands aren't pointing in, but they're pointing front. Threshold your standing glute as you drive your arms forward and in. Reach and in. Engaging your back. On the way in, really squeeze your shoulder blades, open your chest, and you're just creating length in your standing left inner thigh. For 2 and 1. Good, hold this here, arms to chest, pull on the bands, leg lift up, and then tap or hover. Pulling it apart, and release. Good, and find something to focus on with your eyes. Get the weight in your standing heel, and lower your arms as much as you need if you have any tension in your shoulders. Good, 2 more, lift, and lower. Last one, perfect, so it's all toe tap. Rest your arms for a moment. Find your triangle, open your chest. Lifting your leg up to the side, bring it behind you, squeeze the inner glute, and take it out. 6 times, in and out. 4 more. If you need to toe tap in between, that's fine. Good, so you're just getting the glute and inner thigh to engage, and then challenging that stability. You have 2. Good, and last one. Everybody return to behind you. You can catch the foot. Take your arms out, tension on your band. Now come all the way up to standing. Lift your knee towards your band and then tap. Lift it up and tap. If you feel comfortable, take this to a hover and reach. So this is more for your standing glute. So you can see that she comes up to standing, stretches the front of the hip, and then she goes back and stretches the glute. You have 3. Her standing knee is still soft. Her weight is driving down into the floor with her standing heel, and her core is totally engaged. Last one, perfect, and rest. Good, shake that out. We'll turn to that box position, thumbs are hooked under, legs to the side, lift up, stretch your right inner thigh, reach your arms out, pull the elbows back. Threshold as you drive forward and in. 7 more, reach and pull. Stretch your glutes, Squeeze your shoulders. Lengthen your leg and in. You have 4 and squeeze. 3, your spine is long. 2 and 1, hold. Good, take your arms out. Get the weight in your standing heel. Leg lift up as you pull apart and then tap or hover. Pull it apart and bring it in. So notice as I'm pulling the band, the leg is lifting. You're getting a little bit of a stretch in that working inner thigh, so your right inner thigh. Your weight is in your standing left heel, left glute. You have 2, good, and 1. Rest your arms. Back to triangle, sweeping that leg around, up and over to the back, up and over to the side. Remember, you can tap or hover. You might not be the same on both sides, that's totally fine. This one takes a lot of balance. You have 3, and out. Keep it as a stretch. 2, and out. Good, last one. Let's hold it to the back. Everybody can catch down for a moment. Reset the arms. Get the weight in your standing heel. Now stand all the way up, bring it in, and then reach and hover. All the way up, squeeze, and hover. So again, this is for your standing glute. You're opening the front of the hip, and then you're sitting back as you stretch that glute. Core works on the way in. Your left glute works on the way back. Keep thinking of this as a stretch. Keep your breath flowing and keep your tension on your band. You have 2 more. And reach, good energy through those fingers, stretch. Last one. And rest, beautiful. So now we take your left foot in front and work our core. So that same soft position in your standing leg we just worked on. Let's find triangle. Lifting from your abdominals, bring your knee up just below or in line with your hip as you rotate, and then return and tap. 7 more. So exhale, lift and rotate, and then return and tap. It's small. This is all for your abdominals. Trying to take this activation into your core and out of your hip. So you're nice and soft in your hip by squeezing your belly button into your spine, connecting with your breath, and driving down into that standing heel for your stability and your balance. Good, last one. And toe tap. Now let's add the arms. So bring your arms overhead, pull tension on your band. We have a 4-part. W the arms, stretch overhead, take your leg behind you, hover or tap, and return. 5 more. It's down, up, take it back, bring it front. Good, squeeze the back. Now press wide, chest stays up, weights in your standing heel. Every time you're doing this, you're keeping your core engaged. Try to keep your spine long, squeeze, reach, keep stretching, and tap. Last one, in, reach, return, and tap. Good, now let's take that leg all the way behind us and catch. Bring your arms to shoulder height, 2 fists. Remember, you can lower your top arm a little bit if you need. 6 times, pull down with your tricep and release. Pull down, squeeze your inner thighs and release. Everything is active here. You're squeezing your inner thighs to help you stabilize. You're squeezing your back glute and then engage from your tricep and your lat for 2. Good, last one. Let's finish this off. Everybody bring your arm back. Open your shoulder, palm in 6 times. Bend the elbow and then reach. Good, now you can hinge forward a little bit and really lengthen through your top arm. And reach. Long spine for 3. Reach, 2. Good, don't forget about that top arm. Keep it engaged. And rest. Nice job. How'd that feel?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, good job. It's a lot of balance back and forth, so just focus on that standing glute, driving the heel down and connecting with your core. Second side, we start in the triangle. Chest is up. Soften your left knee and then lift as you rotate and then return and tap. Lift from your core, rotate, return and tap. Notice my hips are not changing shape. They're pointing straight to the front. The rotation comes from the core. So think of rotating your rib cage around to your right and then returning it back. Squeeze your inner thighs. Keep the weight in your standing heel and reach. Last one and tap. Arms overhead. Let's create the W to the V, hover back, and return. 5 more. Squeeze and reach. Take it back and return. Good, so you work the back, stretch it, hold the tension, focus on the lower half of the body, and up. You have 3. Good, and every time you're doing this with the P-band, you're focusing on keeping the length in your arms. The movements always initiate from your back. So we're working on posture, opening your chest, relaxing your traps to take the activation into your back. Beautiful. And rest. Good. We can return the leg behind us, catch the ball of the foot, lift up, make your fists and bring your arms down. Hinge forward slightly 6 times, pull your right arm down, and release. For 5, and squeeze. Good, 4, and release. 3, good, keep your elbows straight for this one. Yes, for 2, that's it. Nice. Last one. Good, now take your arm back to where you finished with a straight arm. Yep, elbow up. Now extend 6 times, out and in. So the back arm's not moving, you're just extending the bottom half. You can drop the shoulder a little bit, you can even lower. Yes, perfect. No tension in the front. 2 more. Keep tension in the band. Keep the chest up. Last one, reach and rest. Beautiful. Go ahead and grab your mat and we will come down for a plank series. All right, so if you need an option, you can follow Christina for this plank series, or full range, follow Danny. If you're following Christina, take your right leg out. So find tension on your P-band. Keep that length between your 2 arms. Starting with your left arm, drive into your right palm, lift up and over, tap to the front, and then up and in. So you're driving down with the opposite hand, and then lifting up and in. So the tendency will be for your hips to rock side to side. So to try and eliminate that, squeeze your glutes together. Keep your core engaged by pulling your belly button up away from the mat and into your spine. And press down with your opposite arm. You have 2, and in. Last one. Good, and hold. Take your right leg, pull the knee in a couple inches, and drive it back out. Pull the knee in, drive it out. It's small. This is for your core. So it's less about the height of the leg, more about the abdominal activation, and then that glute activation. And reach. Good, you have 3, and stretch. Long neck, 2. Good, last one. Let's all squeeze our glutes a little bit tighter. Reach and rest. Nice, knees down. Quick child's pose here. Just shake that all out. You need to rock side to side. That always feels good. And then we will begin second side, starting with those forward reaches. Take your opposite leg out if you're taking the option. Squeeze your glutes. Let's begin. Lift up and over, and then up and in. So again, it's all about using that opposite hand. So your hand that is on the mat is what is working to activate your lat, to keep your body stabilized. You can take your feet a little bit wider if you need more stability in your plank. And as always, just squeeze your glutes and keep the front of the hips long. Beautiful. Last one, reach and hold. Good, take that knee in, other side slightly, and then drive it out. So this one is again all about the abdominal activation and the length. So you don't have to take your leg high, just pull it in with the core and then stretch it out long. Good, so it's always that sensation that your leg is being pulled away from you. And when you feel that stretch through the leg, it stretches the abdominals, which engages your obliques more and opens your hip. Last one, and reach. Beautiful, rest. Nice, take whatever stretch that you need. Whenever you are ready, we will come back to our shift position on all fours, combining the arm and the leg. So bring your hands out nice and wide, palms down. Take your left leg back behind you and find your shift. Squeeze your abdominals. From here, lift your opposite arm out to the side as you lift your leg up, and then bring it down and tap. 7 more, lift and tap. So I'm actually barely putting my back foot down and my outside hand so that you just keep that weight in your left hand on the mat. Keep your standing glute engaged. You have 3, outside arm barely lifts, just a couple inches, 2, and last one. Hold and bring the hand down. Lift your leg back up, fix your form at all if you need, shift back, squeeze your left leg to your right, in, and return. Inner thigh, squeeze, and return. Good, so again, focus on the length. Keep feeling your shift. Keep feeling the stretch in the front of the abdominals, through the glutes, and release. 2 more, squeeze. It's small, but it's tight. Last one, and hold here, perfect. Bend your knee, and keep your toes pointed for this first one. Lower your knee 2 inches, and then drive it back, squeeze. Lower, and squeeze. Keep this going, it's small. And lift. So it's small to turn the glute off a little bit, and then you really re-engage your glute as you lift up. Feel the core engage. Notice how Christina's shoelaces are staying down. Last 2. And hold at the top. 1, good. Squeeze your leg a little bit more to your right. Yes, inner thighs a little bit more. Now let's press it up for 8. Small, 7, even smaller, 6. Squeeze into the midline. Good, spine straight. Keep shifting. Ooh. There you go, yes. Last one, and rest. Beautiful. Nice job. Second side, keeping your hands down on the mat. Bring your leg back, engage your core. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Lift, and then light tap on the floor. Up, and tap. You should feel your obliques engaged. We're working in opposition. If you need to modify at all, you can do one then the other. Takes a lot of balance here just to do the arm and the leg together. Last one, and rest the arm. Reconnect with your shift, leg is up, and then take your leg across other way. Squeeze, and release. Squeeze, and release. Good. So again, keep shifting in your standing glute, yes, and then in. So even though that you're taking your leg to one direction, still use the opposite leg to squeeze. Imagine you've got P.ball on here. For 2, good. Last 1, perfect, hold. Bend your knee, good, keep the toes pointed, lower it down, and then drive it up, perfect. Lower it down, and up. So as you start to get more connected with your glutes and your hips loosen up, you will feel more of a stretch when you do this. Again, when you squeeze that right glute of yours, the front of your right hip opens and your quad releases and stretches. Good, last one. Hold at the top. Take your leg back a little bit more towards your midline. Squeeze your imaginary P-ball. Lift up for 8. Good, smaller, 7. It's barely moving. 6. Don't touch my hand. 5. Yes, 4. 3, 2. Last one, hold, and rest. Great job. Go ahead and roll your shoulders out. Still have tension on your band, but you're just using your arms down wide on the mat, taking your left leg wide, shift back, shoelaces down, point your toes. Let's take 8 leg lifts up and down. Feeling your core a little bit more because your foot is farther from your center. Outside and center of your glute is working. You have 4, 3, good, 2 more, and then we have one of those complex exercises, 4 parts coming up. Last one. Good, hold that leg out wide. Sweep the leg in, squeeze to the center, tap it down wide. Now row the opposite arm, reach and down. Sweep it up and in, tap it to the side, rotate, row, squeeze, and stretch. Good, so it's inner thigh, outer butt, back and core, and then resist. Squeeze, reach, press, and in. So everything is working here. Good. Make a fist when you row. Nice. Squeeze from the inner thigh, bring it in, take it wide. Now really press down, rotate. Good, and reach. So remember all those rotations we did earlier in the warm-up? Apply that again now. Feel your spine rotating. Feel your chest opening. This is your last one. And tap, row, and reach. Good. You can keep your leg where it is and just come down onto your right forearm. Your left hand is down. So open your hips to the front. Lift your leg up all the way around. Open the hip, and then take it out a couple inches and hover. Up and over, and then out. Lots of core here.
Teach me how to stretch.
Try and get your leg up, but as always, keep your spine straight form first, and keep your shift back. And out. This is 3, and reach. Let's do fast up, in, and out. Good. Last one. Beautiful. Take your leg back behind you. Don't change anything in your hips, just bend your knee. Now point your toes and drive them towards your back wall for 8, for 7. Opening the front of your left hip. You're squeezing underneath that glute, pressing into the mat. Pull your shoulders down for 2 and 1. Beautiful. Rest. If you need to take this glute, you can send it out to the side. It's a little shifted child's pose. And just stretch out your whole left side of your glute, left side of your back. And then we will repeat on the second side. So roll the shoulders out, find your wide stance in your hands, wide toe tap, engage the core, shift. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Lift up and down. Fast up, slow down. Good, if you want to hover this the whole time, you can challenge your core a little bit more with that. And just continue to press into the floor. Good, so you can maybe get a little bit more tension in that band. Yes, so the outside of the arms are working a little bit. Last one. Good, now we have that 4-part. So the leg goes up to the center, comes out. Now row your left arm, rotate. Yes, and reach. 7 more, squeeze it in, take it out, row and reach, and return. Good, so try and just isolate. Don't move the torso. Good, now from here, rotate. There, yes. You can let your rib cage follow through. Your right hip will rotate down a little bit. Yes, perfect. So it's a nice stretch. You're activating your back. Glutes are, of course, totally fired up. And reach. You have 3, and tap, squeeze, and reach. Good, last 2. When you return your hand, right here, slow it down. Last one, and reach, in, and down. Great job. Take your left hand, bring your forearm down. Now notice we open the hips to the back, and then sweep up and around, squeeze, and then hover. Up and around, squeeze, and hover. So let's all shift back a little bit more in that standing glute. Good, you should feel a deeper stretch in that position. Nice, you're halfway. And reach. Opening the front of the hip, working the oblique. Good, you have 2. Last one. Nice, everybody return to this position. Shift back, bend your knee, don't move your thigh. Now wrap your toes back for 8, for 7. Now squeeze your standing glute, so your left glute at home, squeeze. Everything is working for 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Rest and take your child's pose, shift it on the second side. Nice job. Roll your shoulders out. We have one last thing. It's a little P.band work, finishing on the knees. Coming up, bring your arms overhead. Take your palms out, internal rotation, 6 times. Sit your sits bones back, stretch your glutes, come up halfway, pull it out. Reach and pull it out for 4, and squeeze. Working the internal rotation, squeezing the glutes. Good. Last one. Nice. Come all the way up, bring your arms forward. Now sit all the way back, stretch, and then row all the way up. For 5. Squeeze. 4. Open your chest. 3. Last 2. Good. Last one. Beautiful. Find your P stance. Arms back overhead. Find tension on your band. Sit and stretch. Left arm, row up to a W. Alternate. Reach and row. So this is where you're finishing today's workout. Feel your posture and carry this movement with you throughout the rest of your day. We're almost there. Squeeze those glutes. Don't forget to breathe. Reach and row. Good, you have 2. And up, reach and row. Last one, stretch. Pull it down, up, pull it down, and you're done. Great job. You can take your P-band off. Shake that out. Just do a quick little cool down here. Bringing your left leg in front of you to a pigeon. And if you need any more time with these stretches, please take as much time as you need. In your pigeon, if you feel comfortable, you can just allow your body to relax down over your front leg. And again, it's all about the length here. So top of the head is being pulled out, back leg is being stretched, and then the hips are squared. Let's take a breath. And release, great job. Just lift your chest a little bit up at the top, stretch the abdominals. And then other side, I like to shift into my standing leg, swing it around. Bring your left leg behind. I also like to set up my hips first, square it all off, and then slowly sink back. Trying to square the hips, lengthen the back knee, and then just let your arms fall forward. Tucking your chin here. Take a breath. Big deep exhale, let go of any tension. And taking your time, roll yourselves up. And again, use your hands, just squeeze your back glute and then open your chest a little bit. Try not to arch too much into your lumbar spine, just about creating the length in the core. Perfect, and then swing around. And let's come up to standing. So find a crouch position and then bring your legs kind of wide. And then from here, lengthen your legs and slightly internally rotate your toes, so your toes are pointing in. Cross your forearms and let's swing. Side to side, really sway everything out. Good, and then you can start to make it a little bit smaller. And then just come to a neutral position, relax your arms down to the floor, bend your knees. Rolling up to standing, and we will finish with 3 big shoulder rolls, arms all the way up. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Let's bend the knees, try and sweep the floor, lift it up, deep inhale. And last big deep inhale, stretch up, look up. And exhale, relax your shoulders down. Amazing work. That was not an easy workout, and thank you, Danny and Christina.